My name is Jeff Skalski. I'm actually the strike team lead for the RVR Cities team. I work at EA Mythic on Warhammer Online, Age of Reckoning. So, Warhammer Online, epic game, huge, massive. There's two forces you can decide to be on. You have the Forces of Order and the Forces of Destruction. We have a total of 20 careers in our game, 6 races. Each race is kind of paired up in a rivalry. We have Greenskins versus Dwarves, Chaos versus Empire, and then High Elves versus the Dark Elves. So of course we have your regular ranks, which is ranks 1 through 40, which you gain, and you level up by gaining XP. And you can gain XP in a whole bunch of different ways. You can gain it through PvE content, you can gain it through RVR content. And then on top of that we have Renown ranks, which basically anytime you kill a player or you participate in the RVR campaign, you actually gain Renown, which gives you access to RVR abilities and RVR gear. And then above and beyond that, for guilds, you actually have guild XP. So you actually can level up your guild as well, and they kind of gain new little rewards and little trinkets. There's so many different ways to progress your character in our game that I personally never even feel the grind when I play. We have all different types of archetypes. We have your range casters, we have your melees, your tanks, we have pet classes, like the Squig Herder, one of my personal favorites, where you actually summon a little squig, tell them to go do stuff. You have your spear, you can, your bow. One cool thing with our games, healers are not just somebody who sits in the background and just heals. Like, that's obviously one of your main responsibilities, to the team and to your guildmates. But the big thing is, as a healer, or as even a caster, you can actually get into the combat and get into the face of your opponents. So, you're encouraged to, even as a Bright Wizard, cast Fireball, burn people from a distance, but you can still go in and beat people with your staff if you want to. We definitely cater to a lot of different types of play styles and player habits. We got tons of PvE content, like hundreds of hours worth of it. We have very epic, massive dungeons in our game, as well as some of the RVR endgame can get even more challenging and more difficult. And that's really our big hook in our game that really separates us from our competitors in the pack. So basically RVR stands for Realm versus Realm. It's basically PvP, but PvP means one versus another. We like to go RVR, Realm versus Realm, 1,000 versus 1,000. So basically the way the RVR campaign works is you actually try to capture zones. And by capturing the zones, you actually move the battlefront to the next zone, where you basically can eventually take down the fortress of your enemy race. And then from there, if you hold 2 fortresses from the enemy's realm, you can then knock down the city gates. There's one capital city for each. One for Order, which is Aldorf, and then the inevitable city for Destruction. So by capturing those 2 fortresses, you can bust through the enemy city, bring the fight to the streets, fight over objectives inside of the city, compete in a citywide PQ, do city scenarios, and if you actually manage to do that as the attacker and actually push your enemies outside of their city, you can then claim that city for yourselves to loot, pillage, and burn.